it's long overdue that we talk about this mess.
Many of us experienced or heard rumors of different levels of evil for years.
And the allegations are disgusting.
Disgusting, heinous.
This is a massive scandal.
I don't think he can survive this because it's too much.
Now let's dive into this situation with Vince McMahon, because you may have heard that last month he resigned from his post as the chairman of WWE's parent company, TKO. And that's because the day before, a former employee filed a lawsuit against McMahon, another executive, and the WWE, accusing them of physical and emotional abuse, sexual assault, and trafficking. And all of this adding on to the already existing allegations against McMahon. Because back in 2022, he had actually retired from the WWE amid sexual misconduct claims, with the board then investigating accusations that he paid $12 million in hush money over the prior 16 years, which then later turned out to actually be almost $20 million. With then months later, McMahon paying millions of more in dollars to settle a lawsuit alleging that he raped a former wrestling referee in 1986. But then, after all of that, he ended up returning to the company the next year. Though now, with everything that we're seeing, it appears that he may be gone for good. You know, with all this, the devil is in the details. So to understand like how one of the biggest names in wrestling fell so hard, we gotta go back to 2019. Because that is when former wrestler Ashley Masaro died, with then her lawyer releasing a sworn affidavit detailing what happened to her way back in 2006. Because while on tour with the WWE at a military base in Kuwait, she said that a man claiming to be a doctor injected her with a paralyzing drug and raped her. And her saying, despite being unable to control my movements, I remained fully conscious for every second of the attack. And then after word spread about this incident, she claimed that McMahon and other executives pulled her into a meeting about it. And they told her not to talk about what happened, partly to preserve the company's relationship with the military. Though in a filing the next month, the WWE called the claim a stale and baseless allegation, denying that Ashley had ever reported a sexual assault to anyone affiliated with the company. But since then, more details have come out, casting doubt on the WWE's denial. For example, you had Paul London, a former WWE wrestler who dated Ashley when they were both with the company, saying,
"She would be crying to me because Vince was propositioning her to fly on the jet with them. You know, they'd always put the divas up at like the TV hotel or whatever. You know, he'd be knocking on her door and, you know, trying to get her to answer."
And then also adding that she was herself a victim of McMahon's sexual misconduct. Plus, just this last September, Audible released a podcast called Ashley versus WWE, in which people who knew Masaro backed up her claims from the affidavit. And now you've got Vice News revealing that John Laurinaitis, a former WWE executive who was named in Ashley's affidavit, reportedly knew about the alleged rape, with his lawyer saying in a statement to the outlet, Johnny, like most upper-level management, at some time became aware of the allegations and ensured all proper WWE protocols were followed, including privacy for the alleged victim. But then adding, we object to the use of the term cover-up as no such plan or plot ever took place to hide or assist in the alleged rape. But that was an absolute bombshell, because not only did it confirm that Laurinaitis knew, but also that most other executives did as well. And again, that is just with one rape allegation. Right? You also have the lawsuit last month that finally seems to have brought McMahon down for good. And that one coming from Janelle Grant, a woman who says that she met McMahon in 2019 when they lived in the same building, with her saying that he offered her career-making and life-changing promises. But then soon after, she says that he pressured her into a sexual relationship, with him even sending nude photos and videos of her to other men inside and outside the company. And so while all this was playing out, you had the WWE hiring her and McMahon reportedly showering her with gifts, cars, surgery, gift cards. And so she says that she felt coerced to give into his increasingly depraved sexual appetite under fear of losing her job. With her then going on to allege that he made her have sex with other men, and that including Laurinaitis before the start of workdays, which Laurinaitis dubbed breakfast. Also, both of these men allegedly assaulted her in a WWE office while saying no means yes and take it, bitch. Another time, McMahon allegedly caused her pain and bleeding while using sex toys that he named after different wrestlers. There were also things like during a threesome, he allegedly defecated on her and then kept having sex with her. And one of the big final things is the lawsuit alleges that other WWE executives knew about Grant's relationship with McMahon, and saying that the company actively sought to conceal the wrongdoing. Now, with all this, you have a spokesperson for McMahon telling Deadline the lawsuit is replete with lies, obscene made-up instances that never occurred, and a vindictive distortion of the truth, and adding that he will vigorously defend himself. But with so many accusations and lawsuits piling up from different women, you have many people having a hard time believing that. But you're also seeing some of McMahon's supporters excusing his past behavior, by arguing that Grant was really more of a sugar baby, not a real victim. And that framing being pushed out to the world by the likes of Andrew Tate.
He worked hard to become a billionaire, and he bought her all of these things. This is disgusting. Ready? This is disgusting.
But in her lawsuit, Grant says that she pleaded to end the quid pro quo sexual relationship multiple times, but saying the alleged coercion only then got worse. Plus, even during specific instances of assault, she claims she begged McMahon and Laurinaitis to stop, but they held her down. But the final thing that I'll hit on is, for me, as like someone that grew up watching the WWE, and like I don't really watch it that much now, I like tune into random things. It's kind of wild to think that like the character that Vince McMahon was playing on TV, just doing like the craziest, most depraved shit on national television, that is allegedly allegedly the toned down version of who he is in real life, not the exaggerated version. And while speculation, it does feel like he knew that this was going to go down. Because just a few months ago, he made headlines because he was selling $700 million worth of TKO stock. But hey, as all of this is still developing and still playing out, I gotta pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts here, especially if you were or have been or currently are a fan of the WWE?